this is a valley drop throw. It's what we call a sacrifice throw, and what that basically means is Tori is lying on the ground in order to facilitate the throw. So I've sacrificed my stand-up position in order to throw my opponent. So he throws a punch. I've blocked the punch. The next thing I want to do is I've got to get my right thumb into the back of his t-shirt, or in this case his uniform, along the line of his spine. So I drop my thumb into that position there and I grab hold of him at the back. My right hand grabs hold of his belt. I know some people put the fist in the stomach. I just feel you've got more control if you grab hold of the belt. My right foot then goes across his body. My right foot goes over to here. I'm going to flick his leg a little bit with this leg as he goes over. But I step through and then I drop backwards. So I'm kind of dropping back at 45 degrees. Drop back, flick him over. Now at the end I can hold on or I can let go. I demonstrated both in that. If I hold on, then I can give him a kick. But if he is really going at speed, I might be better off just letting him go and then get him back up to position again. So I'm going to show you from this angle. I can't do the whole thing from this angle, but I'm going to show you my body position from this angle. I've blocked the punch. My thumb goes on the back of his gi there. I grab hold of his belt. I step across and I drop down 45 degrees. At this point now, his head would be over here, and I'm going to flick up with my leg to take him over. So you need a bit of commitment in your movement as you go backwards. Obviously we're on mats and this is an intermediate technique, so by now you'll be competent at your break falls. But what we see sometimes, certainly with children, what they sometimes do is they sit down before doing the throw. So they kind of do this. And they try and sit down and do it. Now, there's a lot of danger in that version of the throw. If I just sit down and he comes with me, his head's coming forward, and there's a risk of clashing heads in the process. So we need to fall backwards, we need to have the commitment to fall backwards. He is slowing me down by virtue of the fact that he even exists in this throw. He will be slowing down my backwards movement. So that in itself will help to slow the whole process down and allow the technique to work well. The other part that we see people having problems with is when the uke can't do a very good forward roll. Now, this is an intermediate technique, so by now they should be able to do a good forward roll. But if they do if they do a closed-in forward roll, some of the kids will sort of really forward roll, really in on themselves. If they're doing a closed-in forward roll, then that will be a problem because they'll be scared to be thrown. So they need to do an extended forward roll. And what we'll often do with the kids is put a kick pad on the mat, so they've got something to physically go over. So in this case, I'm going to launch myself over an imaginary kick pad in order to do the technique. So that's the sort of movement the person, the uke, needs to make as they go over. So we obviously work on both sides when we're working with children particularly, and sometimes with some of the adults as well. But what we need to make sure is that the Tori is able to do their part of the technique and uke knows what's coming next. So like a lot of techniques that are more advanced, a bit more technical, a bit more dangerous perhaps. We've never had an injury with this technique, but techniques are a bit more dangerous. We will spend some time getting the Tori to throw an uke that knows this technique very, very well and is able to know how to do a proper forward roll and do it. And once they've got it done, we can then bring them back in with one of their peers. So that is valley drop